Page 58, fireworks in the sky. You look at this and think, good grief, there's notes going on all over everywhere. However, when you get into it and you actually look at it, you're beginning to recognize some of the patterns of notes that makes some sense out of it. I mean, the notes are still going all over everywhere, but at least it has a little sense to it. Now, I'm going to take this both hands at the same time because a lot of this, it's one hand or the other playing. So let's look it over. It's 3 pages long, treble and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of C major. Make sure you do the C major scale. You probably ought to start doing the arpeggios too. The C major arpeggio, just 1 octave. Just do it as I explained it in the video. Use the fingering I explained and the whole bit. This will help us in getting ready for the next book. Yeah. So when you're doing scale, go ahead and do the arpeggio with the same key signature. 6/8 time again, an 8th note gets a count. Now, at the beginning, you will notice the first 3 notes are here. That's a C chord. And the right hand is here. It's a C chord. You're just playing C chords for the first 2 measures. Here, 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 and here. Because in the second measure, in the last notes, that's a C, and another ledger line is an E, and another ledger line. And again, I think at least 3 ledger lines you should memorize those notes, but the other ones you can figure out. So you're just playing C chord, 1 note at a time. And that kind of a pattern is all over the place. I mean, it might not be a C chord, it could be some other chord, but it's still, that's it. And then in the 3rd measure, they have the left hand there for, also they got stems going down here. And then the next measure, you're playing 2 notes. You see the stem going down there? That's the left hand. Here, so you're just playing them together, and they lift up and come down. Now it's a G chord. And then second line, 3rd measure here. F sharp. We're sort of in G major here. Here. And the 3rd line, same as the 1st. And then the 4th line, you're here. It's what you were doing up here. You're just doing it again. And again. And they want 2. That's okay here. Because that way you can get this in the left hand. Okay, and then page 59 is similar to page 58, except now you're going down. Here, start with the C. It's an F chord, actually. You go up. And then the second line is G7. Those are the notes. That's a chord. C, okay. Then the last line on page 59 is the same as the first line on page 58. Then on page 60, the first 3 lines we've had before. We've already covered it. And the last line is just the C chord going all over everywhere. You're starting down here, and you do C chord all the way up to here. Well, let's figure it out. You got this one, and then the second measure you're here, 3rd measure you're here, and it has an 8B above it. So rather than here, you're up here. And that last note is a C up here. If you have a short keyboard, you just go as high as you can on the high C. That's close enough. But they want left hand to play that. No, I don't recommend you use left hand to play that note. That's silly. I want to change the fingering here at the end. Rather than 1, 3, 5 like we've been doing. And this one, here, I'm going to change it out like I do in the arpeggio videos. Use the fingering I did there, where you're stretched out to the octave and you're using 2 and 3 here. So I can use right hand on the last note. I don't want to use left hand on that note. Good grief. Now in that 3rd measure, you'll notice that the stems go down for the first 4 notes. However, I don't like reaching out that far, so I usually play that C. The thumb note, I play that with the other hand. It's like the stem on the C would be going up instead of down. I go, because the thumb, either one, and when you're in that position, either one can play it. I just use the right hand rather than the left. It's not that one way is right or wrong. It's just they've indicated it for left hand. But that's only a suggestion, so I'm doing it for right hand because it's easier, it's more convenient. It feels more comfortable for me to use the right hand. Because I'm up here, thumb's a short note, I don't want to reach up. Even though in the next measure I got to reach up anyway. I don't really have to. I could play both of those notes with the right hand. You know, different ways of playing it. You know, pick one and stick with it. So you work it out and then go back through very slowly and carefully and get rid of any hesitations anywhere. It's got to be a steady beat. And we think about the articulation. And here, the slurs and accents. You accent, accent, and accent. Lift up between them. This new phrase. Accent. Accent. So you put in the accents and lift up between the phrases, and we think about the dynamics. MF at the beginning is mezzo forte, moderately loud. It's both hands. Now the accented note now is going to be a loud note because the accent just takes it up a notch. You can play both hands about the same here. I mean, if you want to bring out the right hand, the last two measures of the first. That's the melody. So in that last measure, you want to play this down a little bit. That's fine. You can also just play them the same. It's interpretation. In this piece, you can pretty much just play both hands the same. Now to get to top page 59, you come down a little bit mezzo piano or moderately soft here. That means the accented note is a MF, like you were at the beginning. Get down to the bottom of page 59, the last line, you go back up to moderately loud, okay? And on page 60, the last line, they have the hairpin to go up to loud. So you're starting at moderately loud, except the accented note is a loud note. And that's kind of hard to do because they want you to get loud, but you're going up to the top of the piano. It's hard to be loud at the top of the piano. It gets soft all by itself. So I don't know about getting loud. Just think getting louder. But don't be loud until that last note. Just so plan it out. The first couple measures there on that line, you're going to stay down around sort of loud. Now you start coming up a little bit. Just the last couple of measures really is where you're going to start getting a little louder. Now the speed, well, this is different, allegretto. Just to have fun with it. It's the overall feel of it, but it has to be accurate. And again, the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Whatever you can play accurately. You don't have to go that fast. You decide on what your allegretto is, and it's all one speed, no hesitations. Now they've added pedal. I like it without pedal myself, but I like a clean sound. So if I pedal it the way they're doing, you're going to get a lot of blurring, and I'm still going to use the pedal after I play the notes. I want to start the sound before I release the dampers. So here, you have to be quick here because the note goes by so quick. If you're a little late with the pedal, you won't pick it up. So maybe you need to put the pedal down with the note on this one because and you're going to lift it for the whole thing and then lift it. You can lift it for the phrase if you want. I think I would take the whole first line as one phrase, and in that case, then I'm not going to lift the pedal until after I play the note in the third measure. Then I'll lift the pedal up so it's connected. Again. And that's basically the way they're pedaling it. If you look at page 59, they're going down. Lift up. again, you can experiment with the sound here. I don't like that sound at all, but let's go back to the first line on page 59. Maybe I don't pedal the second measure. Here, I think I like that better, where I get rid of all that other stuff. So if that's the case, then on the second measure of each of these lines in the first four, I wouldn't pedal those lines. That's just my feeling of it. You can pedal it the way it's shown if you'd like. On page 60 in the last line, they want you to pedal the whole thing. Because it's getting louder, that's okay. If it were getting softer, that wouldn't work. But because you're getting louder, you just pedal that whole line. Yeah, just let it all ring out. Please don't copy me. You make it yours. You do your thing. Now at the bottom of page 59, I believe there's an error I want to fix. In the last line, they're not showing any pedaling for that line. I see no reason for that. In my opinion, you should pedal the first two measures like you've been doing before. Now we have a page turn we have to deal with. Because when you're playing this for people, you can't mess up the beat because of a page turn. Please don't. The beat has to be a steady beat through the whole thing. We got to figure out how to get the page turned without messing up the beat. So we go through our options. The first option is always the best, and that is memorize the piece. If you can't do that, then maybe you memorize page 60. Take a look at the first, three lines on page 60. They're the same as the last three lines on page 58. Almost the same. A little different. It's the last line, and the last line on page 60 is just the C arpeggio going all the way up. So really, you've almost got page 60 memorized already. So really, all of the stuff on page 60 is the same as the stuff on page 58, except the last line, and that's just a C major arpeggio going up. So in that sense, you don't need to turn the page. That would work out great. However, if you can't do that, then we got to figure out how do we get the page turned. Well, maybe you get somebody to turn it for you. No, you got to do it yourself. Okay. We need to figure out when we can get one hand or the other up there to turn the page. And that happens while the other hand is playing because the beat is a steady beat. We would prefer not to leave out notes if we can help it. So we have to adjust accordingly. So you're ending page 59 up here. Both hands are busy. Now you can go down here for the second line here. If you can figure out a way to play these notes all in one hand, then you can use the other hand. So then you use the other hand to change. Otherwise, you got to leave out notes. Well, if you're going to have to leave out notes, we don't want to leave out melody notes, which means at the bottom of page 59, these, you got to leave out those notes. So in the last two measures, the bottom page, when the right hand takes it, the left hand, instead of playing the last measure, turns the page. While the right hand's playing, turn the page real quick, and then you're ready to go on, is my suggestion. We don't like leaving out notes, but sometimes you have to. The beat is more important than the notes. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythm. So I'm going to pedal it like I suggested. I'm not going to do any dynamics. There isn't much anyway. I can't do the page turn. It'll play with me. So I'm going to do pages 58 and 59, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn the page. I'm going to count in again, another 6 counts, and I'll do page 60. You want to play along, see if you're playing the same note I'm playing when I'm playing it. That's the purpose of this. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. So I'll give us 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. Stop and turn the page. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, off.